Sarah, I want to know if Sarah.
What we are doing here today on level 3 and 2 inside here is a handing over to the University of the West Indies in collaboration with the Southwest Regional Health Authority for the use of this facility. The University of the West Indies, as Professor Sankat will let you all know about the expansion later on, will now be utilizing here both for undergraduate and postgraduate studies. So as I start, I do my salutations. Professor Clement Sankat, Campus Principal, the University of the West Indies, someone that I've known for about 30-something years. Professor Terence Simongal, who accidentally, we were at university at the same time, yeah. Dr. Sandra Reid, Deputy Dean of Clinical Sciences. Professor Dilip Dan, our own professor at the San Fernando General Hospital, also head of the Department of Clinical Surgical Sciences. Dr. Babulal, who is here, who just arrived, yeah, head Clinical Medical Sciences. Dr. Rao, head of Paraclinical Sciences. Professor Nayak, who also worked with us here, head of Preclinical Sciences. The Deputy Burza, Ms. Dukaran, he's here. Deputy Chairman of the Southwest Regional Health Authority, Ms. Dukaran, so thanks. Dr. Urek Burbal, sorry. You know, I accustomed saying doctor because our chairman has just resigned to get into a profession that is higher than medicine politics. Dr. Shabanan Gopi Singh, our Director of Health, our Medical Director, Dr. Anand Chatagun, he's here, our senior doctors who are here today, management and staff of the Southwest, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I will just chair this short session today, and I'll call on the relevant persons to make their remarks. But before I hand over, I just want to give you a little synopsis of the Southwest and the San Fernando General Hospital. The San Fernando General Hospital, and now what we call the Teaching Hospital, which is all part of this campus, serves approximately 600,000 persons. As you realize, that is nearly half of the population of Trinidad. The other three RHAs handle the other half of the population. The Southwest, we operate in the city of San Fernando. This is our base, but really we expand from Moruga to Shogunas straight down to Sidra. So it's a large area that's really more than 1/3 of the size of Trinidad. We are also established through an act of parliament to provide health services in the Southwest region. The San Fernando General Hospital was officially opened in 1954, while this area here, the Teaching Hospital, was officially opened in 2014. The UWI section will be handed over today. But while I'm handing over, I'm going to complete the memorandum of understanding between both parties. Because I know the university usually have a lot of money and they want to ensure that they can spend some down here with us in keeping the facilities well. As I start, I would want to call on my deputy chair, Mr. Burbal, just to welcome you all here today. Mr. Burbal.
I want to correct something he said early in the game. I'm not doctor. I'm not a doctor in any shape or fashion. Another thing I want to correct, CEO, is this San Fernando General Hospital was commissioned in 1955. I was a patient here in 1954, and since then I haven't required medical services until last week. So when they fix you up in San Fernando General, they fix you up real good. Right? Especially pleased to be in the presence of an esteemed crowd. And since Dr. Bodo has resigned, it has fallen upon me to fill the gap until such time that a new chairman is appointed. I apologize for us being a little late today. We had a board meeting and a number of things came on board, and we just had to deal with them too. The Southwest Regional Health Authority is especially pleased to be associated with the University of the West Indies in being able to provide facilities for the training of doctors. I think it's well known that we suffer from a shortage of doctors, medical personnel in the country as a whole, and Southwest, as was pointed out, is in fact the largest provider of medical services to the population. We look forward to early involvement and a continuing association with the University of the West Indies. And having said that, I want to again officially welcome you all to the facilities, and we look forward to working along with you. Thank you.
Yes, as we move along, I would want to welcome to the podium our new Dean at the Medical Faculty, Professor Terence Simongal. And what I found out, and it's interesting, in 2009, Professor Simongal requested the creation of a teaching unit at the Department of Medicine at the San Fernando General Hospital. But to date, it has not materialized. So this is one area, and I spoke to a professor, and he's going to ensure it happens. Professor, if you can just say a few words.
Mr. Chairman and CEO, the chairman of this session, and of course the deputy chairman of Southwest. I would like to recognize the most senior academic in my institution, which is of course our principal, Professor Sankat. And to note that engineers seem to take us very far. We have an engineer in charge of Southwest, and he's also an engineer. And I suppose he has taught you. So. And you're an engineer as well, you see. The engineers are in charge. I would like to very much express thanks to senior faculty that I see with me here. They were called at the last minute. And I'm very impressed that to a man and woman, they are all here. And I would like to thank very much Dr. Sandra Reed, Deputy Dean Clinical, Professor Nwaka, Deputy Dean Basic Health Sciences, and the various heads of department, Prof. Nayak, Preclinical, and Dr. Rao for Paraclinical, and Dr. Babulal for Clinical Medical Sciences, and of course your own, but also ours, Professor Dilip Dan, Head of Department of Clinical Surgical Sciences. But I'd also like to recognize and to express my profound thanks that I'm able to stand here, speak with you, but I want to thank especially the head of Department of Medicine at San Fernando, with whom I have had a long-going relationship, about 8 years since, or more than that, since we started the DM in Internal Medicine program. And I have to say that Dr. Kantaprasad Ramcharan has been extremely supportive of the program. As I dare say, several others may have been of the surgical program, but I can speak of what I know myself. And I particularly also want to thank Dr. Neil Bagwandas. Dr. Bahal is not here, but they have also worked with us in the Department of Clinical Medical Sciences to enhance the teaching of undergraduate and postgraduate students here in San Fernando. And in fact, when we started the DM program, San Fernando was the first hospital on board and said yes. And I've always had very strong support from Kanta. So thank you very much to the Department of Medicine here. I do know that the Department of Surgery here has strongly supported the work of Professor Dan, and that you all have rewarded him and acknowledged his contribution to surgery here. So that the University of the West Indies, though through surgery we have played a leading role here, we are hoping to change that. And you're quite right, I did make that request. We met here in 2009, but we didn't have the opportunity. And I'm looking forward. I've just spoken to the Chief of Staff. Chief is right there. And Dr. Kantaprasad Ramcharan, for us to start a teaching unit here now in internal medicine. So we are hoping that that will be led by Dr. Stanley Giddings. Nevertheless, it's a great pleasure for me to be here. Believe me, you have heard all the talk in the press about us needing to take more students. San Fernando has come through for us. Forgive us, we couldn't put students in here yet. So obviously from next year, we'll be able to increase our intake to use this accommodation for the first year students. So this is why I'm very glad that our head of preclinical is here and the Deputy Dean for Basic Health Sciences, because they are the people who will operationalize this for us. But in the meantime, we will make immediate use with using the clinical students who are here. And I just want to assure, I noticed the words of the CEO, and his job is, of course, to represent the Southwest. And I just want to assure the CEO that wherever we have had these facilities, whether at Port of Spain or at Mount Hope, we have always worked with the health authorities. And we can assure you of that there will be a mutually satisfactory relationship worked out. So, over to you again, sir. Thank you very much.
Also today, as Professor said, I have some of my senior doctors, and they walk through the facility with us. I have Dr. Gertz here, Dr. Kanta Ramcharan, and Dr. Steve Medford. Is Steve here? Yeah. And these are the senior persons who have been around, and they've been involved in the postgraduate work. I'm not saying Dr. Vijay Narayan Singh, but he has been around San Fernando and South a lot too. Dr. Harnarayan, and I remember Dr. Harnarayan and Vijay Narayan Singh wanted to use the facility before it opened. So you'll get your opportunity as of next week to start using this facility to make sure that is okay. I want to acknowledge Dr. Neil Bagwandas, who has always been behind us to ensure this is open and to ensure that you all give them a better stipend too. So you all will deal with that. At this point, I want to call on the principal at the university, Professor Clement Sankat, to give us some remarks. Dr. Sankat.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Gusain, a good friend of mine from, as you said, 30 years, the engineer, and colleagues with common philosophies about how we grow and expand our facilities for the benefit of all whom we serve. Let me recognize some very important people here. Mr. Birbal, Deputy Chair of the Southwest Regional Health Authority. I know the chairman, substantial chairman, has, as you said, gone for greener pastures, I believe, hopefully. But Dr. Bodo is also a great friend of the University of West Indies, and I recognize him in his absence. Dr. Shivanand Gopi Singh, Director of Health of the San Fernando General. Dr. Anand Chattergoon, Medical Director, San Fernando General. And there are many other doctors here from San Fernando. You know, when I meet with the medics, you're all part of the UWI family, because most of you are all graduates of UWI. So I am so delighted to be in your company here. I can't recognize all of you, but I'm pleased to see some of the leaders of this hospital present. Then, of course, there are my own colleagues who are here, led by Professor Terence Simangal, our new Dean of the Faculty of Medical Sciences, our Deputy Deans who have made a journey, our heads of departments. Good to see you, Nileen. Good to have you here. Dr. Rao, good to have you here. Professor Anton Waka, good to have all of you here, our Deputy Deans. I have also to recognize some of our leading medics in the South, Professor Dilip Dan and Dr. Patrick Arnanan. Let me recognize the presence of some of my senior colleagues from the campus, our Deputy Bursar, Mrs. Elawati Dukaran, our Director of Facilities, Mr. Suresh Maharaj, Suresh, yeah. Staff from my principal's office, Deborah, Shelley, Arnold. But some of the most important people in here, my dear students of the UWI St. Augustine campus, students of the Faculty of Medical Sciences. When I arrived here and I saw you, I was so pleased. Because whatever we do is really for you. We are here to meet your needs, not our needs, your needs. And I was pleased to see you here, and I want to especially recognize you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really a great honor for me to be here this afternoon in the Southland. I'm always pleased to be here, Anil, because whenever, as I told you here today, when I come and I meet with you, something good is always about to happen. Early in our term, we made something beautiful happen with the student facility on the other side. Abandoned building, we fixed it for the benefit of our students. They're a happier bunch today. It takes a vision, and then it takes people to execute. You've done a great job there, Anil. I'm always pleased to work with you. We're looking forward to building a similar facility in Port of Spain. And I must say, Dr. Bagwandas is also really pressing this matter. I'm told a tender is going to be going out today to build a student facility for Port of Spain. Now, we have a lovely student facility at Mount Hope, brand new. This, therefore, is very important to have our students in places. they can be nicely accommodated. I thank you, Anil, for all that you have done to support our campus. I want to also recognize this afternoon Professor Dan. We haven't said it to him. Professor Dan was recently promoted to professor. Congratulated for that. But he was also recognized very recently at the Independence Award ceremony. Congratulations, Professor. Well done. Well deserved. And you know, to those whom we honor, much more is expected. And therefore, your role in here is going to be actually very pivotal. You know, from the outset, I am so pleased to be here because this facility that we were hoping to occupy since last year, Anil, would bring so much benefits and value, particularly to our students and staff in the Faculty of Medical Sciences, and especially our students registered in the MBBS programs, those engaged especially in the clinical rotations, but even in the pre-med programs as we set out to expand our faculty. And then something that is very, very much needed to enhance our specialisms, our DM programs. And I know our Minister of Health has been championing that cause. And this is one of the remits of our new dean, to get our DM programs going. So all of that, we hope, will be facilitated by being here. The St. Augustine campus continues to strive to meet the expectations of potential students for entry into particularly its medical programs. Now, you have been hearing only about the MBBS programs, but we have similar challenges for entry into the Doctor of Dental Surgery program, the DDS. And as we speak, we are on a mission to expand the dental program. I am advised that you cannot expand dentistry like in medicine. Every dental student must have a dental chair. And that is why we are building a new dental facility that will house 75 new chairs. That work has started under the leadership of Mr. Mirage. And I'm hopeful in next year we will have a brand new facility for an expanded dental program. I would like to commend in particular our current dean, Professor Terence C. Mungle, and the past dean, Professor Sam Ramsawak, who unfortunately isn't here because he's away, for their efforts to meet the tremendous demands being placed on the Faculty of Medical Sciences. All the faculties in the university are responding to meeting needs. But I would say the one that has the greatest pressure put on them is the Faculty of Medical Sciences. The pressures put on us by parents and very well prepared students, all wanting to do medicine. I say to all of you, and I say to Trinidad and Tobago, the students who want to do medicine at St. Augustine will get into the best medical schools anywhere in the world. They are straight A students. When I tell you straight A, straight A. And so when parents send me these pleading emails, principal, help my child get into medicine, I feel like them. I'm a parent too. But the reality is that we are oversubscribed by straight A straight, nothing less than A. So when I tell the parents, if the child don't have straight A's, they can't get in, they don't understand. And if I was them, I wouldn't understand either. Because if you have 5 A's and 1 B, that is an excellent student. Why can't my child get into medicine? That is the reality that we face. The additional reality is that we have a backlog of students waiting to come into the Faculty of Medical Sciences. How many from last year, Dean? 200 students with straight A's waiting to come into the faculty. So what that means is that in any particular year, students who have just gotten their CAPE results and done exceptionally well, they will be put, some of them will be put on a list now. It is therefore extremely important and urgent that we expand the Faculty of Medical Sciences. And that is why when this facility was conceptualized, I was so enthusiastic and hopeful that we could have gotten in here, like as you heard from Vijay Narayan Singh, could have gotten in here last year or 2 years before to get on with the work of expansion of the faculty. But you know, good things you have to wait for. And that is why today is so special for me as principal and my colleagues from the faculty. But let me say to all of you, we are fixing one side of the coin here today. Exceptionally world-class physical space. My mantra at UWI is to build a world-class university. Nothing less than that. We are fixing one side of it, the physical space. We are fixing within this hospital complex the clinical spaces, all of that on the path of becoming a world-class university of world-class faculty. But there's one element that we have to fix, and that is the challenge of having the human resources, the staffing challenges. In medicine, we have to ensure that we have a really first-rate staff-to-student ratio. This is not social sciences. This is not humanities in education. You need to ensure that you have enough staff to support the training of your students. And as we seek to expand the faculty, and as we have expanded the faculty, we need to bring in more staff in here, more clinicians in particular. So I am appealing to all my colleagues in medicine that as you move on in your careers, as you move on and advance in your careers, you've done very well. I urge you, consider giving back a little bit now, working with the faculty full-time to mentor and train these students. We need your help badly. This is one side. I am overjoyed with this. But I will be very, very pleased when I see the clinical staff in particular, the numbers of clinicians at UWI enhanced. I thank the doctors in Trinidad and Tobago. You have been wonderful. I have to sign off on those who are called the medical associates, the associate staff. I sign off all of those appointments. And when I sign them off, I quietly say thank you to those staff who are practicing medics, who are coming back to give up their time to the UWI. But we need some of you full-time. I told the dean today as I was coming to him, I said, Professor, you get me 6 clinicians tomorrow morning to come and work for UWI. I am signing off on that. So I'm appealing to the doctors, both in Trinidad and Tobago, in the region, those who want to come back, and from the diaspora. Come and support us to help train first-rate medical students, exceptionally well-equipped specialists, and building a world-class facility here. One of my visions, and you would have heard me say this the other day, we are building a world-class campus 10 minutes from here. I've always said the South Campus at Pinal de Bay is really a campus on the outskirts of the second city of Trinidad and Tobago, San Fernando. Some people want to know where's Pinal de Bay. But I tell them it's just on the outskirts of San Fernando. But that is people who don't make an effort to know their own country. My vision is that South Campus will have a place, a central place there for housing our students and for training our students in medicine. Linked to this kind of facility, the San Fernando General Hospital, the teaching and learning facilities here, the Couva Hospital, the Point Fortin Hospital. If you think of it, you can create a real center of excellence here for teaching and learning and for research in medicine. And more than that, as we seek to diversify the economy of Trinidad and Tobago, with all this talent that we have of great medical practitioners, a very good faculty of medical sciences, you can actually create medical education tourism based right here and using the South Campus as a home. We are building residences there that are first rate. We're building a campus there that is first rate that can attract students from around the world to come and want to live there and to study in places like here. That's the vision I have. You hear about it as a law faculty. Yes, it's going to be our faculty of law is going to have a place of pride in there. But my vision is medical sciences and associated disciplines could also be based here. I told the dean, what is one of the biggest needs in Trinidad in medical education right now? The need for nurses. Well, here's an opportunity right here to begin to take a cohort of students in nursing, using the South Campus, using these facilities. We're training the students at the Nursing Academy in El Dorado, but we can train students here. So these are all opportunities. And then, of course, in medicine, the focus must not only be on the doctors and the nurses and the dentists, etc., but all of those allied para-professions that we're missing. Skills, real skills to support our doctors, our dentists, etc. And we need to build this capacity in the country to build that para-professional skills. And this is where our technical schools have a real opportunity. And as the chairman of ROITEC, which is based in Port of Spain and in San Fernando, I have been appealing to them to get into that area of technical training for para-professionals in medicine. So there's a lot of work to be done. But there's so much opportunities that are being created and opening up for all of us in this country right now through facilities like this. It's for us to put it to profitable use. Physical facilities, yes, but a thoughtful perspectives of how you go forward and what are the other things that are required to make all of this very successful. We have to put it all together. People, physical facilities, and other resources, including finances, can get us there. And I'm saying, in an environment where you're seeing some challenges in the economy, diversification is the way to go. They tell me in Grenada, if you take St. George's University out of Grenada, the economy will be in a very difficult position. The same thing in Antigua, the American university there. They came in there a few years ago, and you can see how they have transformed a whole corner of Antigua. Ross University in Dominica, in St. Kitts. There is in the world an insatiable demand for medical education. It's happening here. Our own young children and their parents want their kids to be doctors. But this is so not only in Trinidad, it's across the world. There is a real opportunity for us. It takes a vision. I think the vision is there. But if we can get all the players together, we can make this happen. I'm a firm believer that we have to work as a team here. Because alone we can do so little. But together we can do so much. And that is why I said before, when Anil invites me to the South, I know we're going to accomplish something. Because together we have accomplished before. I must say, in my 8 years as principal, the relationship between the UWI Faculty of Medical Sciences and the Southwest Regional Health Authority has been an excellent relationship. And I commend you, Anil. I commend past Chairman Bodo. I commend our Vice Chairman, Mr. Birval. A really excellent relationship. One that, to my mind, and I wish the Minister of Health was here, should be a model for the relationships with our other regional health authorities. But, you know, we learn from good practice. And hopefully, we go forward from here. As I said, I know medical education is in the news. This Faculty of Medical Sciences moved from 256 students last year to accepting 300 students this year. I cannot help but commend the Dean and his staff for going much beyond the extra mile to meet this insatiable desire. How do you tell straight-A students, if you're a parent, sit in the shoes of a parent and you have straight A's, and you're telling that parent your child can't get into medical school at St. Augustine? It's heartless to tell them that, but there's a reality. I want to commend you, Dean. You have tried, and your staff, to help these very deserving students and parents. You people show heart. There's so much you can do and that you have done. But there comes a time when we can only do more if all the other elements are in place. Physical, human, and other resources. And in this year, you have an opportunity to build that with this as a base. My hope is with this, next year, you could look at stabilizing, I use the word very carefully, and holding about 400 students. We can only do so much. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the faculties of medical sciences at Mona and at Keyville for coming to our assistance to relieve this pressure on the faculty by taking and training some of our students in Jamaica and Barbados. And I know parents, some parents have a real problem with that. They've told me, why my child must go there? Well, there's a very simple reason. Mount Hope is very competitive. It's a straight A faculty. You don't get in with straight A's, but you're still a very, very good student. You could get into Mona or Keyville. Well, why not? But then there's some additional costs. I don't want to go there, but I want to thank those faculties for helping us through a difficult time. I saw a report today, and I didn't know we still send people to St. George's. What shocked me, and I put it up, what shocked me was the cost to send these students to St. George's in particular, and to a certain extent the other campuses. And I asked myself, Dean, why is St. Augustine charging so low fees? With some more fees, you could pay a little bit more for the doctors. Anybody saw that report today? I ask you, it was revealing to me. Read that report in the Newsday, and it will wake you up a little bit. Of what we are charging at St. Augustine, 70,000 TT. Mona, 170,000 equivalent TT. Barbados, I think it was 35,000 US, right? St. George's, 54,000 US per year. Per year. But clearly, none of this is going to be sustainable down the road, because whoever is paying the fees, I don't see that can go on for long. So there's an imperative. Charity begins at home. Fix your business here. And that's what we're about. I've said more than I wanted to say. But I'm passionate about this subject because I've been in this for a long time. I want to thank the Honorable Prime Minister because I was here when this facility was open. She has shown a lot of vision for this, and she has shown tremendous support for the UWI. I want to send my thanks to her. I want to thank my minister, the Honorable Fazal Karim, because he has also been extremely passionate about this. I mean, he keeps asking me, Principal, when are you going to expand medicine? What are you doing about it? Well, these are the challenges we face. And of course, to my dear friend, the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Fuad Khan, who told me, Principal, I'm really too busy, I can't come here today. But he was very supportive. I know what he wants beyond MBBS. He wants postgraduate training, and Dean, when you're training 300 students every year at the undergraduate level, they will want postgraduate training. We live in a world of continuous knowledge and upgrading of skills, and the faculty will have to respond there. And that is where the staffing is also crucial. So I want to thank Minister Khan and to assure him that we will work to make this, his dream, a reality. You know, one of the big issues that Mr. Khan had raised, Dr. Khan, was the issue of the internship. He wanted to move it from 1 year to 2 years. I say to you, my colleagues, it is not something that you should not think about. If we want to produce the kinds of doctors that we really want to do, world-class, superb. My own brother and sister studied medicine in Germany. My little nieces there and nephew there are in Germany. 7 years, my friend. 7 years, not first degree. You go into the university today, 7 years it takes. We need to think through some of what we want. Real high quality graduates. We are producing high quality graduates. But if we can go further, why not? And you know, the idea of a 2-year internship resonates with me. I'm being honest. Giving students more time in a very supervised, practical way. I'm an engineer, so I think you will understand I have similar beliefs about engineering. That you can't learn everything in a first degree. You learn it after work, but you learn it with mentors who could help you do it. So, something to think about. So, I want to thank all of those, but I also want to say thanks to some other members of staff. Mr. Alfred Reed, our Campus Projects Officer. He's not here. Mr. Suresh Maraj from our Division of Facilities Management. You may not know this. Anil knows this. When this facility was being conceptualized by UDCOT, they put a steering committee. And Alfred Reed and our campus architects sat on that committee with the Austrians, VAMED, to design this facility. So it's not like St. Augustine just walking in this door and we now come to see this. We were in this thing from the very beginning, and I put it on the record. As I'm putting on the record, the Couva Hospital also has a building for teaching and learning for the St. Augustine campus. We were part of the conceptual design. And that is when I talk about medical tourism and bringing all these entities and UWI at center. I knew what I was talking about. We have to make it a reality. So I want to thank my colleagues. I want to thank Ms. Geraldine John, chairman of UDCOT, extremely supportive, and ensured that UWI had a voice in what was being created. And you know, this principal likes to give thanks. It's the easiest thing to do, and sometimes we don't do it. One of the people who really ensured UWI is present in here was the Honorable Minister of Housing and the Environment, Minister Munilal. You know something? All of these people are UWI graduates, eh? All of them. They take considerable pride in their own institution. And I want to thank them sincerely. Geraldine, Minister Munilal, and all who made this a reality. So, as I leave, I give you all a commitment as principal that the university will be a great partner with you. When you speak about a library here that our doctors could use, but that's what I want. I want to see a mingling and a co-mingling between the academics and the practitioners. That is what should happen. And hopefully this facility will create this co-mingling so that we each benefit from this. And why? For students' sake. but there is also the other platform, research and publication. This could be also a great platform for the faculty to really expand its research portfolio and also its service portfolio. The university is based upon 3 stools: teaching, research, and service. All of this could happen here, and this could be a great catalyst. So I thank everyone. Thanks for your patience. You understand my passion for this, and I'm really hoping great things will come out of this. Thank you very much, Anil.
I would also like the professor to know that San Fernando is a city with great institution, and within 1 mile from here, you have the best secondary schools in the Caribbean. And you can, and I don't have to call them because they're all around and they're up there. And the other thing that will help our students here, home and study. They don't necessarily have to be at the university or at Mount Hope. And that's a good thing for our students because for years they've been traveling up there. They can stay home now in the comfort of their home and get the best university education right here. The other area I wanted to touch on, and you did, is the Kufa Children's Hospital, where there's a full wing for the University of the West Indies. And yes, Professor, I remembered with this hospital and also with Kufa that then Professor Sam Ramsawak sat with us and your architects to put things together. So we'll be having this collaborative effort and we'll be working well. What I want to do now, there's no ribbon cutting, but we can open the doors together. That's right. And we can visit the facility, some of the rooms. So let's do a little. Shell? That's what I say. Yeah, they can. Yeah. Come get some students. Come. Some on this side. Come down. Come here. We have a problem here. Only boy. We have one. Team. Come, Steve. Come across. Very nice. And the head of it. Can't is part of us. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah. Well, and then we'll turn around here and then we open the doors. Okay? Here you are. Wow. You can now tour the facility. Yes, we can go inside. You can go inside, yeah, we can go inside here. Nice. Did it really have a chance to review it? All this happened this morning. Otherwise, we would have plans and really planned it up, right? Yes. What's the capacity? But this is not of it. You'll see the best guest. Alright, it's nice. Yeah?
Bring the patients from the ward here.
Okay, we have some of the students in the shot.
Students.
I want to talk.
So tell me, you use facility regulation, right? What happens in a place like this? How many engineers? Tell me what happens here. But this is a lab, right? So what you will have is a light patient come here. Is that normally what you have? Yeah. You have it now. They have done it there too.
There's no substitute for a live patient.
That's how much they remain. Unfortunately, the lab there is locked, otherwise we would love to see what you have in there.
Our own facilities is smart. That is what it because even like this would be nice for PBL, but for it to be useful to stream, we have to make it smart.
You're saying that could be an anatomy physiology lab, but I don't see it. I could see a storage room for pathology specimens.
Yes,
In the museum type thing.
So
We
it's,
had this discussion with talking about using zoology. Where did I have that discussion? Oh, yes, that came up. They were saying they had a problem. No, the vet school was saying they have that problem.
okay.
And they want to store in zoology. And this would happen.
But we have
Medical school does not have that problem.
we also have our engineers trained in the industry,
Yes, I know.
out on the job. Yes.
That is good for postgrad.
Yeah? We study.
I get my old job back.
And the other side, but that's all right. We can, cardiology, right? Well, chest, lungs. Yes, good, good.
Dan, is this your office?
Terrence.
It's supposed to be. Okay.
Terrence, Dean. Dean. Dean.
So, and then there is it another office? So there's staff offices, so we have place. Another location outside. You wanted to show you the office and that office, that particular one.
Well, how many do you have, Doc?
We have, well, this set, but it's much smaller.
About how many offices do you have in our?
We have 4, I think.
Only 4?
Yeah.
Alright.
Downstairs as well?
Okay. Okay. All right. So, is it up? We're heading downstairs? Yeah. Escalator.
Big class.
Sorry.
It's a big class. Yeah. You know, run it. So therefore, it comes in each room.
Yeah, because that's in Amphibi in Matru. Because it's meant for 170 students, and right, we have 200 of this. Some of the students in Sunday. Right. So if we have something,
And they have 100 here, 100 up.
Yes,
And
you
then
keep yourself students here, you don't have the overcrowding there.
yeah.
That's one way.
if we need it,
Well, we
Just
can
drop
fix that.
that, they need
Yeah.
certain facilities out there, they will just
Yeah,
travel up.
exactly, because that's the basics. If we can't smart all of them, then
Provide that shuttle. Well, they do it now, they come to class. Everybody on Friday night, come and They come here right now? So, one students? That's right. In what program?
Yeah, undergrad and postgrad. Remember, you restarted in 2001.
every single one.
So then we can have students down here, so we have the same lecture, it wouldn't really be a resource there, because you have one teacher here or there. That's right.
in fact, you also have a clinical teaching. You have a space for clinical teaching. How we did it today, we have a lot of to make our business to be smart.
Yeah.
That's
it.
because for it to switch, it has to be smart.
First of all, sealing the curriculum, then you have problems of duplicating things. People, if you put like that, next 2 days it's not there.
Actually, that's they're very excited.
This is more secure when compared to more dangerous.
If we can say that. Actually,
Grants from San Fernando, that's what he said.
Is it open?
Yeah. There's a lounge for students to relax
No sugar drink. Good. No sugar drinks for sale. The proper like that.
Energy drinks.
The engineers down here.
It's wired already.
It's wired already?
It's just to pay for the communication, I imagine. Because remember the quality comes already in.
Everything's in.
No, I didn't mean that. No, man.
Wireless.
Wireless, yeah.
That's
Oh
the
no,
easy part.
that's the easy thing.
That's the easy part, yeah.
Is whether
Which we need for transmission.
that's
But in the journals,
They're all online.
Yeah, I'm saying at this stage, having a computer lab that is
Now it is e-books now. You know that.
So, we have.
Yeah, but there's not much of that around.
We just have few books. Not
We
so
don't
many
have to
shows.
carry books now. E-books
That's
now.
not
Just pick a nice medium to grow more than.
The cost of the e-books is 50% less compared to hard copy.
Go visit one way.
There's a fun part, yeah.
We already have a crack medical license. Come and take charge. Yeah. Then you'll have the doctors. Same person, so doctors and the
You wait for yeah.
This is the one.
You're the first students coming here.
This is to plug in like laptops and.
And that's it.
The students need more space like this than physical books.
Yeah. That's why the libraries are supposed to get smaller and smaller.
But they need a space like this. All right.
Just have the CDs to borrow.
Hello?
That's not his own.